Welcome to Style Guidelines for C++ lecture. I'm Professor Slimensky, and I'm going to go ahead and take you through the rules that we need to follow in this course. The following presentation will cover the rules for naming variables, naming constants and typedef variables, formatting if statements and loops, processing and output rules, and using the multi-line object. Rule number 1, naming variables. When naming variables, use the following rules. When using a variable with multiple words, separate it by underscores. Use all lowercase. Here are some examples of different variable names that I've come up with. Int total price, you'll notice that it's all lowercase and there's an underscore separating the two words. Double average, that's a floating point number. And string name equals Prof. Jeff. And you'll notice that it's all lowercase. Okay? Rule number 2, naming constants and typedefs. When naming a typedef for a constant, the names must be in all uppercase. Example, constant pyval, or typedef int thisnum. You'll notice that they're all uppercase, and in the second one I used part of the first rule as well, separating two different words by an underscore. Formatting if statements and loops. Step 1, place two spaces between the if while keyword in the first open parenthesis. Step 2, place two spaces between the first open parenthesis and the conditional statement. Step 3, place two spaces between the end of the conditional statement and the closing parenthesis. Step 4, place one space between the variable, relational operator, and the value. Step 5, place the first open bracket directly under the I in the keyword. If. Step number 6, indent two tabs over to start the body of the if statement. The first line of the if statement should be directly under the open parenthesis of the first if statement. So you'll notice the C here is directly under the open parenthesis, okay? And this is how we're going to go ahead and format if statements or while loops. Processing rules. You'll notice that these two are wrong. Performing calculations is not allowed in a cout statement. Cout statements are reserved for displaying the result of the output. In the above cases, the first and second lines are performing operations, and the third line is simply displaying the final output. So this is the one you want. You're displaying the final output, total cost. You probably added a couple numbers up there, whatever you did. But you're not doing any processing here. This is wrong because we're doing processing here, and this is wrong because we're doing processing here. You will never be allowed to do this. If I see this, you will have points deducted. So please don't do that. It'll make your code very hard to read. Multi-line output. If you decide to use a cout statement with multiple lines, which is perfectly fine, you have to make sure that your less than operators or output operators, shift operators, whatever you want to call these, they're lined up. Really important. They're all lined up and it looks nice and neat. That's it. That's the rule. Just make sure that you have these guys all lined up with one another. Okay, so those are the main rules that you'll need to follow. If you follow those, you'll have no issues whatsoever. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thank you for watching.